June 2018, number 8. OCR Town are holding an election with 3 candidates, A, B and C. An electronic voting booth will be used to allow people to vote. Write an algorithm that allows voters to enter either A, B or C, keeps track of how many times each candidate has been voted for. As soon as one person has finished voting, allows the next person to vote. At any point, allows the official to type in end, which will print out the number of votes for each candidate and the total number of votes overall. Now, when you see the solution to this, you will see that it is actually relatively straightforward. But the difficulty is in translating this brief into producing the solution. So I do recommend that you read the brief a number of times, and so that you will understand the brief a little bit better. And if you're in an exam, then mouth the brief. Now, first of all, it says write an algorithm. The way the spec stands at the moment, it is acceptable to write a program, so you can write the program of the programming language of your choice. And many people, including myself, find programming quite more accessible than, say, pseudocode. It might be the requirement that you have to write in a specific pseudocode language later on. But what I recommend is that first of all, you write you write this algorithm in a programming language of your choice and then quickly translate it. Secondly, these points are actually given in bullet points. So what I would do is this is how it's given. I will enumerate them. Enumerate them means put in numbers. And this means that when you actually write your program, you can refer to these points to see that you have covered all the points. So the first thing is, it says, allows voters to enter either A, B or C. So if I put here, print which candidate do you wish to vote for, or rather, which candidate do you wish to vote for? Enter either A, B or C, and this type enter stop votes is related to point 4, but I've put it there because it's pertinent. And then here you have vote equals input, enter A, B or C. So this line of code is inviting the user to enter A, B or C and storing it in the variable vote. Now I've put 1 beside them to show that it relates to point 1. Now, if vote is equal to A, so if the user has typed in A, then votes for A equals votes for A plus 1. So votes for A is the number of votes for A. If the user has typed in B, votes for B is equal to votes for B plus 1. And votes for B is the variable which counts how many votes for B. If the user has typed in C, votes for C equals votes for C plus 1. Else, if the user has typed in anything else other than A, B or C, print invalid entry. And I'm putting a 2 beside all of these statements to show that it relates to point 2. Now, you have variables here, vote, votes for A, votes for B, votes for C. So they need to be declared and initialized in the beginning. So here, votes for A equals 0, you're declaring the variable before we use it and you're initializing it to 0. Similarly, votes for B equals 0. We are declaring votes for B and we are initializing it. Similarly, votes for C equals 0. Again, we are declaring votes for C and we are initializing it. And then we have vote equals, we are rather declaring the variable vote, and we are, well, we'll just put a sign in it null within quotation marks. The value of vote could be anything, but that's what we have chosen to just do. Now, then it says, as soon as one person has finished voting, allow the next person to vote. This implies that this bit here, from print to print invalid entry, is within a loop. Now, usually the custom is to put it in a while loop. So these statements will be executed again and again until a certain condition is met. Then it says, at any point, allow the official to type in end, which will print out the number of votes for each candidate and the total number of votes overall. So if I put here, while vote not equal to end, that takes care of point 3. We are introducing the loop with a while loop, and it takes care of the first bit of point 4. At any point, allow the official to type in end, and in that case we will drop out of this while loop. And when we drop out of the while loop, what we do is we see how many votes we have in total. So we said total equals votes for A plus votes for B plus votes for C, and then we can print out the number of votes for candidate A in this statement here. We can print out the number of votes for candidate B in this particular statement here, and we can print out the number of votes for candidate C in this statement here, and then we print out the total number of votes cast, which is stored in the variable total here. So what we have here is the program. The algorithm has been written in the form of a Python program, and you can see the solution isn't too bad after all. Now, what I recommend, since we are in a learning mode, that you actually type this program out in this case Python, but it will be in the programming language that you are using, and actually run it so that you can see how it works for yourself and really get to grips with the nitty-gritty of the program. Now, hopefully this should not take you so long to construct in an exam, because you will be so familiar with these types of questions and you will have written many answers to them. So in the next video, we will see this Python program actually running. Okay, we decided rather than put this in a different video, we'll put it in the same video. Okay, this is the program written out in an editor, so we can actually run and see what's happened. You can pause this video and just go through the lines of code to make sure you understand it. But here we'll just start running it. Run. Which candidate do you wish to vote for? A, B, or C? Enter N to stop the voting process. So A. Now if I put in there Q, it says invalid entry. Okay. B, C, A, C, C, and then here I will put end, and you can see here number of votes for A are 6, number of votes for B are 2, number of votes for C are 3, and total number of votes are 11.